Hi everyone, this is Sarah from the South Dakota Agricultural Heritage Museum coming at you again for another Make It Monday. And today we are going to be making farm animal finger puppets. And so I'm going to show you a few different varieties of these that we can make. You can see I have a little cow here, I have a chick here on the other side, and we're actually going to go through the step-by-step process of how to make a pig. So I'll show you 3 different examples. And these are great if your kids at home are looking for a fun way to add some creativity and storytelling into their day so that they can add that creative side back into their schedule. So before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and go through our list of supplies as always. So the first thing we're going to need is felt. And so I have a few different colors here today. The one that I'm making today, the pig, I'm using a light pink and a dark pink for. The cow that I made, I used white and black, and then I also used pink for the nose. And so I used 3 different colors for the cow. And for this chick here, I used yellow and then just a little bitty bit of orange for the beak. So if you wanted to make all 3 of these examples, you would need black, yellow, orange, white, and then a dark pink and a light pink. So that's what I've got today. Today, like I said, we'll just be using the 2 pinks. So I'm going to set those aside. After that, you'll be needing to use a marker or a fine tip pen. Either one works. Next, I have a ruler, a pair of scissors, some glue, and today I'm using craft glue, but regular Elmer's glue will work as well, or if you have fabric glue at home, that would work too. Just make sure if you're using fabric glue that you get a type of fabric glue that works for felt. Next, you're going to need some wiggle eyes, and these are optional. If you don't have wiggle eyes, we can draw eyes on later. That's totally fine. And today I'm using peel and stick wiggle eyes. They already have adhesive on the back, but if you don't have adhesive on the back of yours, that's fine. You can just use your glue to stick them right on. So those are all the supplies we'll be needing, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you'll want to do is work on making the body of your animal. And so you can see here that I have it in a nice shape to fit around a finger. And so how we're going to get this shape is we're going to take our marker or our fine tip pen, and I'm going to take my index or pointer finger and I'm going to lay it so that the base of my finger is at the edge of the felt. And I am just going to do a quick trace around my finger like so. So you can see that I've got that traced right on there. And now before you cut this out, since this is the size of your finger, you want to make sure that when you are working with your finger puppets that you have plenty of space so that you don't glue around the edges, but then your finger can't go back in. So that's where your ruler comes into play. You're going to take your ruler and you're actually going to measure from the 2 edges here about a ½ inch out. And then I just measure a few different places on the way up. And I'll show you after I'm done making these marks here. So basically what I've done is I drew out the shape of my finger, I traced that, and then I made 5 different marks that are a ½ inch away from where that line is. That will be my cutting guide, so I'll cut along that dotted line so that I have plenty of room to put the glue around the edge and still be able to use it on my finger. So I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors. And again, we're cutting on that dotted line that you just made. That's about a ½ inch away from your finger where you traced. And I would say if you want to do this anywhere from like 3/4 to, or 3/8 to a ½ inch is a good length to put around the edge here. I tried doing it with a 1/4 inch for my first example, and when the glue dried, it was really, really snug to get these back onto a finger. And so that's why I would suggest doing 3/8 to 1/2 of an inch. So I've got one now, but since we want to be able to put this on your finger to act as a body for the animal, we're actually going to need 2 of these. So I'm just going to take this one that I've already cut out, and I'm going to lay it down right on top of my felt and use my marker or my fine tip pen and trace around there. And now that I have the second one here, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Okay. So now I have that done. So I have my 2 halves here. Now we're going to glue the body together. And so I'm going to go ahead and get my glue ready. And I'm going to make just a line around the whole outside, as close to the edge as I can get. And remember to not glue across the bottom here, because you want to be able to put your finger inside when you get to that step. So I'm going to go ahead and make that glue line here. Okay. So now I've got a line of glue all the way around the outside, but not on the edge. And I'm just going to go ahead and take the other half of my body and place it right over the top and press those together. So now I've got a nice little sleeve that I can use to put the finger in. And since I want this to be able to dry and I don't want this to fall apart, my glue, you're going to want to follow the directions so that you can dry. And mine says about 2 hours. And so I'm going to set this one aside. And I already have a second one that I cut out earlier today and I glued that should be dry so that we can keep moving on. So I'm going to go ahead and shut my glue. The next thing that you're going to want to add on to your finger puppet is wiggle eyes. And again, if you don't have wiggle eyes, you can go ahead and just draw them on with a black marker or a black felt tip pen. But I'm just going to put my 2 eyes right on here. Like I said earlier, my eyes are peel and stick. So they already have some adhesive on the back of them. And so I just peeled them off my paper and stuck them right on towards the top. If you don't have adhesive and you just have traditional wiggle eyes, you just use your craft glue or whatever glue you're using and stick those right on. So I've got my eyes on now. The next thing that you're going to want to add on your pig is some ears. And I just cut out some pink triangles earlier. And so I'm going to go ahead and glue those on. So I'm going to take my glue, and I'm going to glue on the front part of, or the front side of the ear so that I can stick it right on the back of the body. So there, I've got one ear on. I'm going to do the same. So glue right on the front side of the ear. Stick that right behind the body. And now I've got 2 ears. So those are ready to go. Oh, my ears are a little lopsided. Okay, there we go. That looks a bit better. So after you have the ears on, the next thing that I'll add for a pig is a nose. And so I took the darker pink felt and I cut out an oval that we can use to add on for a nose. So again, I'm going to take my glue that I'm using and glue right on the back of that and stick that right under where the eyes are. So I've got that down. And now I'm going to take either my black felt tip marker or just regular black marker. And I'm going to make 2 dots on the nose to add a few nostrils. So that is my pig finger puppet here. We've got that all done, and we'll let that completely dry again before you use it. If you're going to do this for any of the other animals that I did for an example, I have full-blown instructions on the website, so you can go ahead and go check those out. But for the chick, I basically did the same thing, cut the body out of yellow, put the 2 eyes on, and for this one, I put 2 wings on the back. Sorry, I dropped them there. Put 2 wings on the back, and then put a little triangle or an orange triangle on the front for a beak. And so that one looks like that. And the cow takes a little bit more time depending on what kind of cow you're making. I made a little Holstein cow today. And so again, after I cut the body out of white, I put the 2 wiggle eyes on. I put a nose on just like I did for the pig and added nostrils. I added 2 black ears on the back, and then I cut out a few black spots to put all over the cow to give it that Holstein pattern. So here are the 3 finger puppets that I've created today. You can have full instructions plus this video and a list of materials on our Make It Monday website. And so I hope you check this video or this page out and all of our other Make It Monday videos if you go to agmuseum.com. Again, this is Sarah Jacobs from the South Dakota Agricultural Heritage Museum coming to you again with another Make It Monday video, and we hope you can join us next week. Bye!